Hello and welcome back to Living Not Existing. As always, I'm Josh, and well, as you can see, I'm already in the greenhouse because, well, it's planting season and I've been busy planting. However, I was a little bit of a div the other day and I managed to forget to record a load of stuff, so apologies for that. But I'm here to tell you all about it and show you what's going on, basically. And well, basically, I'm going to start off by telling you a bit of a story that's happened on the growing front. So, if you remember all the stuff that I had at home, and which was the cucumbers and the 2 different types of peppers, and then the 3 different types of chilies, as well as the unusual seeds and stuff like that. So there's still a lot of stuff at home, but I decided to bring basically all of it down here the other day because I needed to plant some things on, which was the cucumbers and the jalapenos. Basically, they've got really tall or leggy or too leggy, too tall, basically for the container type they were in, which was this type, the little tipping water on myself, the little squares, you know, and so they've got too big for in there, so I needed to bring them down to pot them on, and I wanted to pot them on into bigger pots, obviously, and so I brought them down, all well and good, did the potting on, all well and good, and then my dad actually made a brilliant new contraption, which I shall show you shortly, to go onto my one of my custom bikes that I've got, and so he built this little contraption. And so I thought, oh, I'll bring all the plants home in that. Brilliant. And, well, basically it turns out it needs bigger wheels and more suspension. But find more about that in a minute. But yeah, so came down here with them, and potted them all on, brought them home, and then, in fact, I'll show you because I've still left a couple down here. I'll get the healthy looking one. The jalapenos, as you can see, they're doing rather nice. They're all alright. Or at least they were all alright. There's a couple down here, still. Obviously that one's a bit wilty for some reason. It's plenty wet enough and stuff, it's just a bit, I think it's obviously just from the potting on and stuff like that, hopefully. Who knows, maybe it's getting too cold down here in the night, but I thought I'd experiment with these two, anyway, with leaving them down here. But, because obviously that's why I'd taken them home, because it'd be too cold down here, especially with the peppers. And what had happened anyway, is things had all moved around when I'd taken them home, joggled about a bit too much, and all of the jalapenos had gone jiggle joggle joggle and all fallen out and gone all over the place, so I had to quickly try and repot them back together. Fingers crossed I've saved them, but they're a bit horrible wilty looking. I'll cut to that at the end and show you what they look like now when I get back home, because hopefully they've pulled back a bit more throughout today, but we'll see, because they had yesterday to pull back as well. But yeah, so, and they weren't that good this morning. So that's what they're like. And then the cucumbers, potted them on, and well, this is happening to basically all of them. They're not very happy at all. Completely not happy. But the reason why I potted them on is, there is one that is slightly happier, thankfully. So I might maybe get one plant out of those lot, but we'll see what happens, because I don't think they're going to pull through, and I have no idea why they're going like that, because they're all, as you can see, there's this little bit here, they've come in, I'll turn it around, you'll see better. So there's the stem coming up, and then it's gone all thin, and then there's like the plant on the end. I have no idea why it's doing this thin bit. They've got plenty of water, they're all fine, and because at first I thought they were wilting from just planting on, and then for some reason they're doing this, so I don't know what's going on, why that's happening, but it is, basically. So yeah, if anyone knows what's going on with them, please drop us a comment and let me know, because it's annoying, because they were doing so excellent. In fact, I'll cut to a little snippet now. So this is what the cucumbers look like when they were in the original planter. And as you can see, they're all really tall, all really leggy, and they're all falling over, not able to hold themselves up. And as you can sort of see on the stems a bit, they have got the little sort of like white root nodules and stuff. So I'm planting them on in the bigger pots, and I put them into those bigger pots, and I planted them further down to let obviously the roots come through from there, and you know, come down the stem, get a stronger, better plant, because they're a bit too leggy. But yeah, so that's that with them. I've also the same with the jalapenos as well, as you can see now, hopefully, if all is working well. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, So basically I potted all them on like that because of those reasonings. So that's happened. But then I've been busy planting all sorts, so I'll quickly cut and show you all of that. So I'm going to start over here with the things that I've got planted. And so what I've got here is I've got, as you can read, courgettes, and I've got 2 seeds in each one of these like that. Then I've got my radishes. Now I'm just going to leave these to grow in this pot, just to bit of an experiment, and I'm going to plant some more outside as well. But what I've done here is I've just got one in the middle, and then basically done like the number 5 on a dice, basically is how I've planted them in there. I'm just going to leave them to do their thing and just experiment really, because I tried radishes last year and they grew fine, but they're not particularly for my taste buds. But so I want to just try getting into them a little bit more really, to be brutally honest. And I just thought I'm going to try growing just some little ones and just try them like that, because I know I have liked some little ones in the past. Maybe it's just a different type or whatever, I'm not sure, but yeah. So there's that. Then over here I've got some sprouts, and I've got a couple of seeds in each one of these, just normal sprouts to go along with the red ball Brussels sprouts that I've got. Then I've got a single beetroot seed in each one of these as well, so I've got that in there. Cauliflower, a couple of seeds in each one of these, and then I've actually got my granddad's peas, just the rest of them, which are Hearst green shaft, one in each one of them, and I'll get more onto my granddad's peas in a minute. Then an entire tray of sweet corn, and basically this side here, and basically I think it's just these 3 lines of them, leftover seeds from last year. And now for some reason in the packet they had a little bit of fluff of a mould on them. I've not seen that on them before, on the ones that I had the year before that were left over, so I don't know why they've done that, but they have. So fingers crossed these will germinate. If not, I've got plenty of my new packet that I've just got, which is what the rest of all that side is, which that's probably going to be more than enough anyway. But if I decide I want more, I'll always grow a little bit more, because I love my sweet corn. So yeah, over here, getting onto the granddad's peas again, there's an entire tray of peas, loads of them. And what I've done with all of these, as well as these runner beans here, which is these 2 lines which are left over from last year ones, and then and these 2, and then going from here all the way up to here, all the way from here all the way up to here is me granddad's runner beans, and then I've also got a couple of lines of his peas on the end there as well. And what I've done with all of them is I actually soaked them in water for a couple of days, because he was having some germination problems and just asked me to have a go. So I have done, basically. And so just got a few planting, and hopefully I'll be able to get some plants through for him so he can grow some of his own stuff as well, like that. So yeah, so that's that. Next, I've planted some garlic chives, but there's no sign of anything yet. These were all freshly planted within the past few days, so there's not really any signs of anything yet, but I just thought I'd show you what I've got. So yeah, so garlic chives. At the back, as you can see, the unusual seeds tray, and they're all a bit weird looking. So we've got the money trees, which are doing marvellously well, growing really tall. Then this one's fallen over, but got some tomatoes coming through rather nicely. Those Tigrella tomatoes, I believe they were. And then I've got the red ball Brussels sprouts all coming through here, which basically every seed has germinated, so I'm going to have plenty of them plants. Yeah, and then still no sign on the bonsai seeds, still no sign on the random peachy thing seeds from whatever country they were from. So no sign of them. And just on the no sign of the unusual seeds, while I'm on it, I've still got no sign of any of those cacti coming through at home. But yeah, next one up, watermelon. So I've got watermelon seed in each one of them. See, as I say, nothing is coming through yet, and I shall keep updated on when they do. But yeah, so watermelon. Next tray, which is coming on all right. More are coming through every now and again. There's one just coming through here actually, if you can sort of see it. But yeah, so they're all my lettuces. Load more lettuce there. And then this lot here, I have potted on to try and grow some bigger ones as well. That's all white mustard, which the rest of it is all down here. And it looks a bit weird because I've recently watered, so they're sort of falling over a bit because of it. And they were all upright and nice earlier on. And oh, while I'm here, I've also got some Bellotto beans and magic beans, which were sent back. Well, the magic beans were sent back. That's actually one of the broken jalapenos. But yeah, So, excuse my mess, please. But yeah, so this is the magic beans, if anyone remembers them from when I was with Matthew. And we actually had a little competition out to see if anyone wanted to win some of the magic bean seeds. And it was Becky from Becky's Allotment had won them. And then last year I had a problem and the leftover ones that I had all gone mouldy. So she actually was really, really kind, and she sent back some magic bean seeds for me because she had spare. And she also sent me a bunch of other stuff as well, which was some Bellotto bean seeds, as well as a few more things which I've talked about in the past. But yeah, so I'm having a go at growing some of them, which is rather nice. So they're just soaking. I'm about to pop them on just into some compost in that tray there very shortly. So basically all I'll be doing with that is just obviously putting the compost in, dipping a little hole, putting my bean in, and then covering it over and giving it water, basically, just so you know what I'm going to be doing, which is obviously just the same as I have done with all of these. Then up here is the tomatoes from home. They've stayed down here now. They're all doing rather nicely and growing rather well, which is all great. So I've got plenty of tomatoes, which is good. And then over here I've got some basil, which hasn't come through yet. Then I've got a pot that I haven't used yet as well, which I just put up there. The money trees, unfortunately, have seemed to have died off for some reason. Maybe they just didn't like the fall when they fell off the off me. What's it? Chest of drawers. That's the one. Fell off my chest of drawers. So then maybe they didn't like that. I don't know. They are dry there because I haven't watered them yet today. But obviously they're dead anyway. So yeah. The black currant. Yeah, blackcurrant is doing well. That one right there seems to be coming back through, which is rather nice. The raspberry cane experiment, it doesn't seem that happy. So I'm just going to leave it, keep watering it, see what happens. As I say, it was no biggie anyway. It was only going to be going on the compost pile. And then I'll reach round for this one because it's a little bit hard to see where it is. There we go. And that's that thing off the plum tree. So that's not all that happy looking, but we'll see what happens with that, see whether anything pulls through or not. But yeah, so that's that, and basically that's everything that is growing in here at the moment, as well as obviously the sad looking cucumbers that I showed you. So yeah, that's that lot. For outside planting wise, just thought I'd show you over here in the herb garden. As you can see, lettuces are doing rather nicely. They could do with a bit of a thin out, so I might have to jump onto that job shortly and get that sorted out. So yeah, so there's that, and then obviously there's a little bit of weeding that needs to go on around here, so I have to get my hoe out the cupboard and go for it. Then over here, the spinach is growing up lovely, it's growing away, and then I've also planted a second row of spinach now as well. So waiting for them to come up, and as you can see, I haven't watered this lot yet today. I usually wait for the sun to get off it, which it has now, so I'll probably give them a water very shortly. Because obviously the last thing I want to do is burn the leaves of the other stuff. Chives are doing ridiculously well, and they're starting to come up with some flowers, which is nice. Parsley is loving it, and I'm not sure if it's weeds or if it's parsley coming through where I planted more seeds. And with the dill, I can actually tell with the dill because I remember what it looks like from last year from growing it. There's some dill here and here that's coming through, and there is some more little ones coming through in different places as well. So that's working nicely, and there is weeds within there, and I'm just going to hold fire on weeding it until the plants get a little bit bigger, like as in the dill plants get bigger. Obviously they'll all get bigger, but until that's all bigger, and then I'll deal with that then, because I don't want to disturb things too much. Then over here, this lot is where there's loads of coriander seeds, and basically I can't tell the difference yet between the weeds and the coriander seeds. There's a couple of weeds where, like this one for example, I can tell isn't coriander, so I've been pulling them out, but that's it. I'm just chucking them out of the way. Yeah, so they're all coming through nicely, which is good. So that's that for over here. I just thought I'd quickly show you my pear tree as well, because it's not looking as beautiful anymore. The chickens are looking all nice sat along there together, but it's not looking as beautiful anymore, but that's because the flowers seem to have been fertilised, hopefully. And it may be wishful thinking, but if you can see down here, this is swelling behind the flower, which is obviously where the fruit forms. And I'm knocking a petal off there, so fingers crossed, these have actually been fertilised and they're actually going to grow some pears on them this year, which would be rather nice because they're all sort of doing the same sort of thing. So fingers crossed on that. And then just while I'm here, you can see that the cherry tree, in fact the cherry tree actually does have one or two little things up there. If I can sort of get a focus. My camera on here is a bit broken at the moment, unfortunately, so I'm trying to do my best. But yeah, there we go. If we look in that corner, it's a bit more focused. But yeah, so there is some flowers on the top of the cherry, so hopefully I get some cherries out of that. And then the plum also is doing really, really well. Now I've taken that bit off the bottom, it's all definitely filling out more at the top. So that's the same sort of thing, that's got some little flowers on, and it may or may not be doing something, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's that. And then just in regards to these little leaves down here, if you remember me saying I couldn't remember what it was I planted, well I have done now because they've flowered. And the bluebells, I think, anyway. But yeah, so I was rather pleased about that. So I might actually have to just tidy up down here a little bit, because it looks nice. Well, with the flowers there, it'll look nice. But it doesn't look nice at the moment with obviously all the dock leaves. However, I do like this. This looks nice. I don't know what it is. It's obviously some sort of weedy plant thing, but I kind of like it for some reason. There's also another one over there. Don't know what it is, but I do like it. So yeah, that's that over here. So here we are at the bike pit, and that's one of my custom bikes behind me, as you can see. It's actually a stretched out Schwinn Stingray is what it is. And to all of you out there who know, 3663. But yeah, so basically that's my custom bike, and the newest addition on it, which my dad's been busy on with, is that bit, as you can see there. A trailer, which is absolutely brilliant. However, as I said, it needs a bit more suspension, bigger wheels, stuff like that going on with it, because it jiggled my plants a bit too much. But yeah, that's the way I've been commuting about as of late, and it's brilliant. I absolutely love that bike with a passion. It's even better now I've got a trailer, so I can lug more stuff about. I even had the little Archie there in the trailer on the way down here today, and he was happy as Larry. Just coming down with us. It's funny as hell, he was loving it, he was happy. So yeah, but that's that bit anyway. So I'm now going to get some more things planted in these two little propagator trays, because I went for a trip out earlier and got a propagator that I borrowed off my nana and granddad, and obviously there was no contact going on. I literally went in their greenhouse, got the thing and left. That was it. But yeah, so because obviously we've got to protect everyone at this time at the moment. But yeah, so basically what I'm going to be doing is these two trays, as you can see, I've put some compost in, and the plants that I've kind of killed off or they're not doing well, I'm panicking a bit, and so I thought, right, I'm going to put them in this propagator and I'm going to try and catch up basically with them, because some of them, especially the Cali Wonder peppers, they say on the back of the packet here where I'm reading now, sow indoors February, March, April. So it's alright because we're in April, so we're alright, but they were doing really well where I wanted them. I planted them earlier this year on purpose because they took a bit to grow, and so I thought, right, I'm going to make sure I get some of these sorted again. Plus I only had one coming through anyway, so I was thinking of planting some, but then I've killed that one, I think. So yeah, more need to be planted. So I'm going to plant a row of them in there, and then also in there I'm going to do a few more cucumbers just as a precaution, because they look like they might be dying. So a few more cucumbers, and it can't harm really, can it? You know, having a bit more fresh fruity veggie stuff. So yeah, and then I'm going to put some more of them in a line in there. And then some things that I've actually managed to get hold of a bit later in the season, but I was wanting some earlier on, was Garden's Delight tomatoes, because a few of the tomatoes have been growing for my granddad, he wants some, and Garden's Delight was one of the ones he wanted. and I couldn't get hold of. So I've got them, so I'm going to put them into this propagator, put a few of them in and get some of them planted. And then also, with when I was saying about when I got a little seed packet, so a seed package sent up from Becky, from Becky's Allotment, she said one of the things she sent was some black cherry tomatoes, and I forgot about them, to be brutally honest. So if they were in the bottom of the packet that where I've got them, I didn't see them, so I'm going to get these planted on as well, and get these get a few of them in, because I'd like a couple of those plants. So I thought I might as well have a go at planting a couple and just put a couple in and hope for the best. And as you may see just behind me here, I've planted now those Bellotto beans and the magic beans as well that I had soaking. So I've just quickly done that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to crack on, and I'm basically just going to get some of the seeds that I've got, and I'll quickly show you what I'm going to do while I'm just here, because these ones are nice and big and easy to show. Well, that was me being silly, wasn't it? I've run out of cucumbers, so I'd better hope that they do well. If not, I better hope that I can manage to find some in a shop somewhere. So, yeah, that didn't work out right, did it? So I'll do plenty of Cali Wonders in this seed tray anyway. So, if I get me Cali Wonders out, all I'm going to do... I wish I hadn't put that empty packet back in the box now. I don't know why I've done that. So, get a few of these, and I didn't have much luck the first time round, and I like me peppers. So, I'm just going to... a few seeds. Probably won't use all of these, but I'm just going to go along and just put a little line of a few of these seeds in. And these, I'm just going to push them down into the soil and just gently sort of put them over. And what I have been doing before I do the whole thing and hide them all is just putting my little tag in before I even write on it to remind me where the line is. I've done that on some of my other things I've planted, because it's alright putting your markers on, so obviously you remember what you've planted, but if you cover your seeds over, then turn around and go, where was that line that I've had? So I've done that a couple of times, and I don't want to do that again. So yeah, I've done that. In fact, I'm going to leave that little extra space, because I might have a little dig in my seed box and see if I can find something else interesting that I want to just try putting in the propagator, just to see what it's going to do to things, really, because I've not actually used one myself before. So it's all a proper plug-in to the 240 volt thing and all that sort of thing. So obviously this is going to have to come home, and fingers crossed it doesn't jiggle too much in my little trailer, but we'll see what happens when I get home. I might have to take some seeds with me and plant again. Fingers crossed I don't. But yeah, so I'm going to crack on now with these tomatoes and basically just do the same as I have done there, doing the line, and then give them a water. So yeah, so I'm going to crack on with these tomatoes, and that's that. Well, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you liked today's video on seeing everything that I got planted and stuff like that. Obviously now all I've got to do is wait for stuff to come through. So the exciting-ish sort of stage, obviously seeing what germinates. And then obviously I've got that incubator to get home and get a couple more seeds into it as well. And then hopefully I manage to catch the things up that I've killed off, basically. Well, sort of killed off, but you know, accidents happen when you're gardening. These things happen, so hey-ho, be right. But yeah, so that's it for today. So thank you all very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button, check out Facebook and Instagram links below. And yeah, until next time, I'm Josh, been living not existing. Goodbye.